Extra time.
Hello and welcome to the Extra Time special show on Cricket World Cup from England. I have got with me Mr. Debashish Sen. So two Debashish are together. Let me start with a surprise note. When we entered the morning, I saw Aaron Finch was coming down the staircase and entering the ground. And suddenly, the whole Australian contingent saw a fox. I'm not joking. Fox running around. Then I inquired, where does it come from? They say that sometime they come, but they don't know their whereabouts. But they come here to have chicken. My God, what a day. I only know that in 1971, when Ajit Wadekar's Indian team won the test match, historical test match, an elephant entered into the ground from the left-hand side. I don't know why the fox was entered. So, Mr. Sen, let us discuss something about tomorrow's India versus Australia game. You please ask me question and I will try to answer to the best of my ability.
Devuda, obviously Australia does look a confident unit, obviously, as far as the practice goes. The likes of Warner, Smith, Finch, Stark, their body language show that they are ready to go. Confidence was oozing out with every movement of them. So, did you notice anything similar?
Of course it is, for the simple reason that they are a very confident side. They were a very confident side even before they landed. But the moment they won against West Indies, I think the scenario changed and they think that they can now take on any team. I will not be surprised if they do play a little better than India in tomorrow's game against India.
So does that mean you put your money on Australia?
No, as I have mentioned earlier, that 52-48 in favor of India. But this 48 has been given because they have been doing well. They have got a very dangerous side, no doubt about that. And I think their bowling strength is little better than the Indian teams. But India's batting strength is little better, much better than the Australian team.
Even with the inclusion of Warner and Smith?
Of course it is. Of course it is. Because the top three of the Indian batsmen, they can challenge anybody. They can challenge anybody. I only hope that Rohit and Shikhar play sensibly tomorrow against Cummins and Mitchell Stark. And if I know Australia team correctly, they will try to attack the Indian bowlers right from the word go.
And we very well know what happened in the 2003 World Cup final. Right from the word go, Adam Gilchrist and Ricky Ponting.
Definitely, it happened, and I don't want to remember that match because Adam Gilchrist and Matthew Hayden took 15 runs against our very own Zahir Khan. And the first over, and that set the tone of losing. Mr. Sen, let me ask you something that you also must have seen today when David Warner was batting at the nets. He was in ferocious mood.
Absolutely.
And as a result of that, one of the net bowlers were injured. He was taken to the hospital. Can you kindly explain?
Yes, Devuda, it suddenly happened. We all were taken aback with the incident. Obviously, we were filming the Australian team practice. David Warner is to the extreme right end.
He was practicing. He was
batting with Glenn Maxwell. Then the net bowlers were bowling at Warner and Maxwell, and then suddenly one of the stroke that Warner played went straight and banged on the forehead of the net bowler, and he immediately lied down somewhat unconscious. And then it was good to notice that the entire Australian team immediately stopped training and they all rushed to see what happened, what exactly was the situation. And particularly the Ricky Ponting and Justin Langer, and somewhat it was Warner looked to be in despair. obviously it was not his fault.
Yeah.
He has got nothing to do. He was just hitting the ball in the nets, and that the ball suddenly got and hit the forehead of the net bowler.
And I was very happy that in the press conference, Australian captain Aaron Finch said that, he was taken to the hospital and they're all keeping the track record of the injured bowler who was injured of a very powerful stroke from David Warner. This itself tells that how vehemently they are trying to attack the Indian team, and not only only Warner, but the others are also practicing in such a fashion that that's why Mr. Sen has just been oozing confidence from their blades, from their body language, from their mouth, from their face, and they are keen to take on India. That is something very important.
Just to add to one more thing, is that it also shows that they are also human. The Australian team means there was a sense of that they were too mechanical when they are on the field, but this incident once again shows that these players, this current bunch of guys are also human. Means it was a good gesture from the entire Australian team to see all of them rushing and
we have mentioned all of this.
Yes.
We have already mentioned all this. And they always feel, or on the back of their mind, feel Hughes's shadow is there.
Absolutely.
He also died on the cricket field, and because it is a neutral country and an Indian bowler was bowling, so it doesn't matter whether he belongs to India, Pakistan or New Zealand or Australia, but a net bowler, a co-cricketer was injured. That's the reason they felt that they should go to the spot and try to locate and try to find out how good or how bad he is.
One more interesting aspect of today's Australian training was that there were two bowlers at the nets, one a left-arm Chinaman and a leg spinner. Both of them were bowling at the Australian batsman. In fact, all of them, the likes of Warner, Finch, Smith, everyone, Maxwell, everyone went to the to a particular net where these two bowlers were bowling in tandem, and Justin Langer was
explain why.
And Justin Langer was having a close look at the batsmen, means how they are playing. Obviously, obviously one can assume that it is a deliberate ploy so as to prepare themselves well in order to face the likes of Kuldeep Yadav and Yajuvendra Chahal. Obviously, we know, famously known as Kulcha in the Indian fraternity. So they are leaving no stone unturned as far as preparation goes.
Yeah. Now, Indian team has also practiced well, and as we have already mentioned that as far as the practice is concerned, they will get 100 after 100 by 100. They did all these things.
There was another notable thing today during Indians training was that the cameras were all focused at MS Dhoni. And it has got nothing to do with his batting. It was some other reasons. Obviously, he did get involved in a controversy which has got nothing to do with his cricketing skills. But then it was nice to see Dhoni sporting a smile when he walked into the ground today. He had a word with Ravi Shastri on entering the ground. It was a long chat though. But it was good to see something interesting that Indian media is...
I want to ask you a simple and straight question. Whether he spoke to X, Y, Z or not, that's not important. My question is to you, Mr. Sen. Please tell me whether Mr. Mahendra Singh Dhoni would use the same controversial logo in his wicket-keeping gloves or not?
Definitely not.
We got the answer.
Definitely not.
But at the same time, another controversy has also erupted around Dhoni is that, why his wife and his only daughter is there in England. So another controversy which has got nothing to do with the cricket, and I can only tell you that, if anybody comes on their own to watch or to assist their husband's mental attitude, mental strength, and who knows that this is going to be his last tournament for India. So if they come and if they watch, what is the harm in it? I have no idea. Like at the same time, I also must mention, if he would have used the small logo, what difference would have become? Unnecessary controversy has been created, and a lot of people are saying that it is the media's creation. I beg to differ. I can only tell you that media will throw light only on those points which people would like to know.
There was on a serious note. Let us ask one of the senior most experienced cricket journal, what would be the team 11? Obviously, Australia in all
Same 11.
both the sides.
Both the sides. Both the sides. But I'm not bothered about the Australian side. I can tell you that in the same 11, and I'm sure that Virat Kohli will definitely repose his faith in the same 11 that won at Southampton against mighty South Africa.
Indian team would not like to change their playing 11 that won against South Africa. Until then, keep watching Extra Time for all in-depth news, analysis, views, and we will be updating you as to what and whatever is happening from here in England right throughout the World Cup. Till then, goodbye.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.